Crunch time, coming up big when it counts.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Crunch Time, where we come up big when it counts. I'm Dom with the great men, Saucy, Ant, and Luke. How you going, gents?
Good, Doma.
Very well, Doma.
Very well,
You?
boys.
Very well.
Always well, always well. You know where we're starting, all right? We're going to get straight into it, but I just want to just see if
One happy man I can see. One very happy man.
One happy man
And one not so happy man.
got put into place by the one player that he's been absolutely caning as well. So we're going to start with Champions League. Boys,
Do we have to? We can start somewhere else.
No, we're going to start with Champions League. I'm going to leave it to you three. Dissect it, and then obviously discuss how this is going to relate to the hobby. Because we will start with the PSG and Man City game. Because obviously there's one player in that matchup that is most sought after at the moment. So whoever wants to take it away, hit it.
Yeah. If we're starting with the City and the PSG game, I'm more than happy to take this away.
We can go for it.
That was, City are the best team in Europe. You can't deny it. They are very, very good. And PSG just got, outclassed. Mbappe didn't start. Mbappe had an injury, and it was a City team that was playing almost at their best. Aguero scored. You've got, Foden in that team that's playing very well. You've got Ruben Dias, who's playing absolutely amazing as a defender. That's going to be very interesting to see what he does for Portugal in the Euro. But beside the point, I think that City. I'm not going to say City's going to go on to win it. We'll leave that for a bit later in the video. But I think now that Mbappe has been knocked out, and this is the hobby talking point right now. Haaland got knocked out a couple weeks ago, and we spoke about it then, and we've seen his price drop from 4,000 for his Champions League tops chrome. Now he's sitting about 2,000, and he's dropping every day. Now with Mbappe, I think we're going to see a drop. I think it's only fair that we see a drop. He's not going to be playing really high-level competitive football in Europe until the Euro 2020. But that's the big difference between the two. I think that this short window now between now and the Euro is going to be very interesting to see how the market reacts. Because for me, if you're someone that got into Mbappe cheap, if you're someone that got into Mbappe around the $600 mark back in January, and you've held it, and now you want to cash out a bit, take your, sell it 1,000 for your World Cup, sell it 1,500 for the Topps Chrome. I understand that. But if you're someone that got in high, selling now is just doing yourself an injustice, especially when you've got the Euro coming up, and you know that he's going to be the star of the Euro. Him, the England boys, and a couple other players are all going to be the highlights of every single game that they play in. They're going to be the stars. So, what do you boys think? What do you boys think about Mbappe being knocked out?
Go for it,
Yeah.
Loki.
It happened. Well, there's two sides of that game where you're looking at it. You're looking at, Foden investors like yourself, Ian. Foden investors, they were very happy with the result. Then you had Mbappe investors who were not so happy. Then you got your Neymar investors as well, people in there who like Neymar. I thought PSG were going to go through the final, but as Ant's saying, that City team's, very, very good all over the park. They basically got two first teams with the depth of their squad. Diaz is a very good centre back as well. It would be interesting to see what happens at the Euros with him. It's just that Portugal side just keeps getting it's just so strong.
It's got a very strong start.
Yeah. And
It's going
as
to be
the
a good
season
Euro
goes on,
Cup, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you just see more and more players that are going to be in that Portuguese team just come out and do an absolute madness. So, yeah, that'll be good to see. I'm also interested to see what happens in between this little window. As Ant's saying, I don't really know what's going to happen. Like, are we going to see a massive drop in Mbappe? Probably not. Not compared to Haaland. It won't be anywhere near what Haaland's.
Well, his PSA 10 Prism base, the World Cup card, it topped at 1,400 around there. and that was
Yeah.
back on that was about a month ago. But since then, it's been on a slight decline. There has been sales as of yesterday or today at 1,000. For a PSA 10.
When was
There's
that?
been also-
1,400. Sorry.
1,400 was back on about a month ago. Just on a month
That
ago.
was when soccer had the big run up, really.
Big
Yeah.
run up,
Oh, it
and
did.
that was when they coincided probably the first Spain game as well.
But then the next price drop, which found support based off a 6-month graph, is the around the $800 range. So look, I'll bring it up on the mini overlay. So anyone who is watching on YouTube, you can see the Mbappe sort of leveled out around the $800 range. Around I'm highlighting here, and then it jumped up and then went up over the 1,000, sort of stuck around the 1,000 mark, and then jumped up to around 1,400. Had a few sales around 1,400, but then it's been on a slight decline. I'll be interested to see now that it's sort of around 950 to 1,000. Where it goes from there, whether it goes down a bit and goes back down to the $800 range before maybe the Euros, and you got to remember that is his French cards, so and that's relevant to the Euros. So let's see where it goes from there. It'll be interesting. So it's just one to watch. There's some other cards to watch, which Anth referenced his tops. Which card is it, Anth? His tops.
Champions League.
Chrome Champions
There you
League,
go.
definitely. His rookie quarantine sticker.
That's gone up. So literally, there was a sale on the 5th, that was $200 more. So the one thing is, like, for the PSA 10, for that Topps Chrome Champions League card, thanks to Card Ladder as well, but it's literally like, be wary. I know the prices have gone up. So if you look at that Prism World Cup PSA 10, like Saul said, and then you look at this card, they've both gone up based on the 5th of May. That's a buyer's beware, yeah. I know it's gone up like $200 on both cards on the last solds, but just be very, very careful. I think, like you boys said, I expect a dip, and then for it then to just hit back up in trend.
That's what I mean,
the Euros.
I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah.
No, I think it'll go, and then once the Euros comes, it'll just fucking bang.
Yeah,
because it's a while till the Euro. It is about
was it mid-June, isn't it?
Yeah, so about a month.
And a bit. Yeah.
The thing is, you're going to have the NBA playoffs starting. You're going to have a lot of attention on everything else.
Yeah.
I think NFL starts soon as well.
NFL's a while off.
But the hype does start pretty early for that.
Well, we'll see. It's probably going to start earlier, which is what's been happening, in other sports, baseball to name one, where the season and people were buying up cards a lot earlier than usual. So we've seen a little bit of that in NFL. So we'll see.
Attention will shift. From soccer, but I think Mbappe is so unique because he's going to play in arguably the favourites between Portugal and France. The 1 and 2 in the favourites. That's what the bookies have got him. Who am I to argue with them? But France, with the talent, you're kind of expecting them to do really well, and so like by selling, it's almost as if you expect any other team to win the Euro, sure, go ahead and sell your Mbappe card. But I just don't understand. It can't go too low because there's going to be people like me. I know a few other boys that are really interested in picking up more Mbappe for the Euro. I'm genuinely he's the one player I think he's going to have a star. He's going to be the star of the Euro. Sauce, you disagree?
Were you shaking?
No, no. I'm not. I'm looking at something on Card Ladder. I'm looking at my favorite card sticker. Sorry, my favorite sticker, the Quarantine G rookie, and the PSA 10. And I actually can't believe that people are paying $20,000+ for this as a PSA 10. I genuinely can't fathom it. It's 141.
It's worth it.
So it baffles me. Give me his solo rookie sticker from his second season every day of the week. No one cares about that guy. Like, I can understand if it's a great, like, it makes sense when it's the Bird Magic and Irving card, because they're all Hall of Famers. Who the hell is Quarantine G?
Just because you don't care about him. That reckons he's good.
What if he's
I love
the
it
one
that
that's
his
the
name's
one-
actually on the PSA slab. It's the best
think,
part
of,
too.
think about that. What
Is
if
his name
he's
on there
top-
as well? No
on
way.
top of Mbappe? He's the first one. Imagine he's the one that's buying all this.
Yeah, I know. Just imagine.
High level market, 200 IQ. But
Oh, shit.
All right, and on moving on, lads, to the next game, where Lukey boy, you're gonna have to tee this one off, and
The
let
one we
us-
all want to talk about.
let us know where Splash has obviously stitched up Anth a ripper with
He
his
smashed it with
meme.
that. He smashed it
That
with
was an
that one.
absolute cracker.
quality content.
And I tuned in live, got up at 5 a.m. the wee hours, and tuned in live, and you outplayed them. You were the better side, and they looked disappointing in terms of their effort. It seemed as though they sort of gave up a little bit in that second half. The first half, the effort was there. Mendy made a couple of good saves, but in the second half, I think they just were overwhelmed by your tenaciousness, and I don't know. You just had something about you in the game where they sort of seemed defeated in that second half. They weren't really creating many chances. Benzema, who was lively in the first half, sort of went missing in the second half, and Hazard, let's be honest, he was a passenger. He did absolutely nothing. Literally nothing. He might as well have been on the bench.
I saw photos of him after the game smiling and stuff like that. He's
Absolutely.
didn't even
He's got
mind,
his
but
Champions League title. He doesn't care. He got one in
doesn't
Chelsea.
care anymore. He just doesn't care.
He's
Honestly,
absolutely lost it.
not for anything. The guy should be happy that he's actually out playing because he's been so unlucky with injuries. And he literally hasn't barely been on the park the last 2 years. So tough for him. But Lukey, take it away, man.
Yeah.
What did you see?
I didn't get to watch the game, unfortunately, so I watched the highlights in this morning when I got up. It looked like from what I saw in the package, Mendy did make some very good saves. Benzema looked very good as well. There was one shot on the turn he had, edge of the box. It was
saw
absolutely nuts.
That was class. Good save, Mendy.
He's a quality.
He takes it off Cruz on that one.
What do you
And he
reckon,
goes off.
Mendy? Massive upgrade from your last keeper.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Kemper's a piece of shit. I'll come out and say he's a piece of shit. After he had this thing with Sarri, where he became the manager of the team, after they just went downhill from there. I don't know what happened to him. He just lost his head, and that was it. It was like, nah, I'm just not gonna play anymore. Mendy's good. At the start, when he first came in, a lot of the people, a lot of the word around him was that, is he going to be good? Is he going to be up to scratch and stuff like that? But I think he's come out being great, to be honest.
He's been good. Very good.
I've been really happy with him. Good to see Timo on the score sheet as well.
No, it's not. It's not good to see him at all.
It's a coincidence. Just after we added him to the group chat, we gave him a bit of love, bit of a confidence boost, and there he is on the score sheet.
He scored 100%.
From a whole 2 yards away.
Just a bit of a.
Scored the easiest goal of probably arguably the whole Champions League since
but
inception.
It was important goal.
Exactly.
Was it important?
Well,
Well, it was good.
Look, I'm gonna.
You had
say
to be
it.
there on the spot to finish it, Anth. So you got to give
Very
credit.
true. His positioning,
It was-
99 position.
Lucky it wasn't Captain America. Well, he did get an assist. in this
Exactly.
game,
Yeah,
so-
that was the next thing I was going to say. Seems like he did pretty well. That ball through to Mount. I don't know how
good
he
ball.
managed to get it through there, but jeez.
Fair play.
Yeah. Good to see Pulisic in the final. Imagine, like I said in that first
all
Champions
over.
League predictor episode,
Ant's
imagine
disgusted, man. Look at him.
Pulisic
He's just...
scores in the final. That's all I have to say. It's just going to be absolutely
I hope
ridiculous.
he scores a hat trick.
Let me-
Oh my god.
Let me get it out of the way. First and foremost, congratulations to Chelsea. They deserve to be there. At the end of the day, they played well. Real Madrid didn't deserve to make it.
Sorry to cut you off. I think, like I said as well, if there was any year I wanted to play Madrid, it was this season.
Yeah.
I was happy playing Madrid this season, and we ended up coming away with it. Yeah, carry on, just before I forget.
It's just, like Madrid was a subpar team, and I think if Madrid make the final, it'd be actually worse for the card market because I think City's going to run rings around Madrid if it was versus. Now it
I
becomes.
thought you were going to say around Chelsea. I was going to say
No,
you
no.
just
I think
you
it's
just want to
going
get
to be a
yourself
good
clipped again,
game.
don't you?
I'm not gonna die on that hill. I'll say it now, and I know Splash wants me to go out and say City's gonna win, so I can get another
Just say it.
another meme.
Just say
I'll
it.
say this: City are dying for this Champions League. This is the trophy
That's why they bought Pep.
they need. It's why they bought Pep. It's why they've inserted all this money into the club. All the pressure is now on City to win this. And for some sick reason, it's left Chelsea in this beautiful opportunity where they're playing with house money. They've already I think they're in, what cup are they in? The final of, is it Carabao?
FA.
FA.
Is it FA? They're in the final of the FA Cup. They come from a mid-table rubbish team. They had Kepa at the start of the year. They were a complete write-off of a squad. They've got the new coach that's been amazing. They play with they play with structure. Yeah, Tuchel that plays with immense structure. Like the whole team plays as one unit. Werner has not come good. I'm not going to say that just yet. But
This is the start, mate.
the other boys are playing
Havertz.
decent.
It's all about
Havertz-
Mason Mount.
That
Havertz
chip
is a
that chip
free
that hit the
man.
crossbar. Oh man.
Havertz is playing well. Mount is playing exceptional.
Honestly, Havertz looks like a different player compared to the start of the season. I don't know what's happened, but he's just he looks completely different player. Like
Even
whether it was
Kante.
just a confidence thing, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
Kante's
Getting
back
getting
at that
fit as well.
level, man.
Yeah, Kante.
Doma said it. Kante
Kante
is the
is
best
back
player
at
on that team.
He's back to that level from what was it, 3 seasons ago,
Yeah.
where he was just so dominant.
Yeah.
So dominant. He is just bossing.
it's going to be a
Literally bossing.
massive battle in that midfield. It'll be interesting to
It's gonna be
see.
huge.
Obviously, Kante and trying to stop De Bruyne drifting into that midfield. It will be a massive battle. Interesting to look here at Mason Mount's PSA 10 at Prism. You know, if you're buying these back in March, anticipating Chelsea's streak, you can buy his Prism for $260, $300. Last one sold. There was one sold for $625. There's another one sold just today for $500. That's his Prism base rookie card. So
The rookie ticket. Who was saying the other day? I think it might have been Splash saying that the rookie ticket is actually worth more than the Prism base. That's interesting.
Yeah. Let's just pray. I'll be very happy if my PSA sub comes back right before the final and sell that rookie ticket off immediately. Look, Chelsea are just they've somehow found themselves in a position where they're literally playing with house money.
it's about
Now
the
they get
same
to go on
price.
this-
About the same, is it?
There you go.
Chelsea do this all the time when it comes to Champions League. They always play so well and they can make finals. It's just that club. I just don't know how they do it all the time. You find ways to do it. You really do. And not for any changing management has helped
Yeah.
a lot.
I think with Lampard we wouldn't have been there. I think
No
he lost the dressing room from the looks of it from the outside. I don't think he would have been there. The structure's in there. Tuchel has had the experience of big young big name players, Mbappe and stuff like that. He did he was he at PSG?
He was at PSG
PSG and Dortmund as well.
and Dortmund.
Yeah.
But
So-
Tuchel's basically inherited this beautiful squad of young players.
Yeah.
And
But it-
let's be honest,
it,
he
it
has.
also
and
suits
he's
him
played-
and his experience though. Is what
That's
I mean.
right. Yeah.
And as we
So I
said,
think it was going to come good.
as we said, Chelsea always had the depth of talent. When it goes to their bench, they've always got the depth to bring someone of quality onto the park.
Yeah.
It's just obviously Lampard couldn't use it.
Yeah.
That's
Is this
it.
the right time to do predictions, or do we save them for down the road when it's
Nah,
closer?
save them.
We'll save when it's closer, the
Save
week
them.
of.
Yeah, the week
Full
off.
preview.
Definitely
I'm feeling
Bayern Munich. I'm still sticking with that. Fuck, that was terrible.
I did say it was going to be City Chelsea final, didn't I? In one of those videos, I did. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think
Yeah,
I got it. I got it
yeah.
so wrong. I think I got Bayern and Liverpool.
After you booted them out in the final 16, you booted them out in the final 8, you booted them out in the final 4, and you're gonna boot them out in the final, and they're gonna end up winning it.
I'll tell you now, if they win it, I'll wear I'll wear a Chelsea. I'll go buy myself a Chelsea jersey and wear it on here.
Yes.
You got that. You got that live on there.
I like it. And then you're going to go buy some Mason Mounts and some Pulisic. You're going to hate it. Buy Pulisic at the top of its game, bro. When that market
Captain
goes
America.
Captain America himself. All right, let's move on. This is a topic that was brought up based on listening to Luca Tiger's Bronze, and they had on episode 296 Gio from Sports Card Nonsense on their show. And a bit about Gio, he is a breaker. He was in a breaking business, and obviously he sold that off. He still got 20% stake in that. Bill Simmons offered him a job at the Ringer, and he's taken that up. So he's looking at the card perspective and the outlay there for the Ringer with Bill Simmons. But what he was saying was he was getting into things that really piss him off in the hobby. And he said one of the things he absolutely hates is when people are not upfront with you, whether it be someone like us trying to sell a product on the secondary market, or a retailer or a brick and mortar store, like they're not upfront with you. And he said he's had instances where people have just paid, like charging 5x and 6x on a product post-secondary market. And then he came and he said something interesting that I know we've all been talking about it for ages, yeah. And everyone keeps going, oh, it's dictated by the secondary market after, it's sold by distributors. And everyone goes, oh, they put their own price on it. But when you start hearing prices like UFC Prism that was gone for 1,000 USD a box
From the get-go.
Market, from the get-go. So that's technically secondary market.
How much were they off blower, Anth? 600, 700?
What?
UFC Prism? Or was it 1,000 a box?
1,000 minimum. Yeah. I don't think they ever put them up under 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Gio goes on to say, like, people, shops, breakers, a lot of people in the hobby that are selling stock blatantly just lie to you and say, oh yeah, I got it for 500, so I'm selling it for 1,000, or I got it for 800, I'm only making $200 profit.
Even that's a fair bit, 500 to 1,000.
Yeah, but Gio then comes out and says, I don't understand what all these people are talking about, because I know half of them have the exact same supplier that I do, and I got the box the same price that they got the box, and it was 126 USD for a box of UFC Prism.
Oh my God.
So, and he said, I completely understand breakers have got to eat. I get it, yeah, because he goes, there's been such a long time in this hobby where they've broken even on products and this and that, but I agree to that extent to a point. I disagree for the fact of that's what the market was at that time. Yeah, with the run-up, I get it. Like $126 a box and you're selling for 1,000, why don't you sell it for 500? You're still making freaking crazy markups. Crazy. But this is a big issue. I just want to throw it to you guys, get your thoughts. I know Sauce and I kind of mentioned it on the podcast in terms of like card prices, but I think definitely your thoughts on wax prices, because it coexisting with the cards, it's raising the value of the card prices, which is just stupid.
It's a weird, I wouldn't call it weird. It's a situation where it's basic economic, like supply and demand, but in a way that the breakers, not so much the breakers, but I guess it is the breakers. It's pretty much anyone that has access to distribution channels.
Direct distribution, yep.
Yeah, anyone that has access to that is able to mark up the price almost altogether to a price that it seems like it's agreed upon. Some are $50 more, $50 less. And then that price is passed on to everyone else, but it also dictates how expensive a break is going to be. So say they get the box at 200, like this UFC Prism. What did they say they got it at?
125.
$126. If they just do the price at, say, 500 per box, then you'd expect the breaks to be around that $500 mark. You know what I mean? Because if a breaker is charging $1,000 and then the box is going for 500, people are going to laugh them off the screen, because it doesn't make sense. That gap doesn't doesn't add up. But the price of the box is what dictates then the breaker's price and everything like that. So I don't know if there's a solution to it. It kind of has to stem from the people that have access to the distribution channel. Say, okay, we don't want to, bump up this too much. But then at the same time, like I'm losing train of thought, because at the same time people
There's
are
so
buying
many different
into
variables
breaks.
that
You know
I'm
what I
thinking
mean?
I'm thinking it through at the same time, Anthony. I'm having the exact same
Yeah.
In
thing.
the
You're
end of
having
the day,
too many different.
what it comes down to, and Source can attest to this, is dollar signs.
That's it.
Yeah, but they see that there's so much money on the table.
Correct. They don't want to
And-
discount it. They go, oh, if I discount it there and we set the price at 500, fuck, we could have got 1,000 for it.
That's
They're
right.
losing 500 a box.
You know how Dom. You know how you were saying that breakers have to eat or whatever. Someone said that.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between breakers having to eat and breakers trying to move to Monaco next year.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's
And I think that's sort of where we're at the moment.
There's
Which I
also
don't like.
let's
But at the
be
end of the day,
real.
They're trying to run a business here, which I understand.
Yeah, there's
they're
two
trying to
there's two
maximise profits,
different
yeah,
types of
but-
breakers. There's the breakers that get it from distribution channels,
Mm.
and then they charge a competitive price, and they're able to charge a competitive price because obviously they get it so much cheaper. But then there's also this massive amount of breakers that if I want to break a box, I'm not getting it from distribution channel. I'm getting it from wherever I got it from, and then I have to charge more than that to get the profit and everything like that. That's why I have so much respect for breakers. I mean, not so much respect, but like, if you're a breaker that doesn't have access to a distribution channel, I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
It would be
That's
such
tough.
a
You're
struggle.
making very, very little margins. For sure.
Yeah, unless you're waiting for an investment to pay off, as in like the box appreciates so much, and then you do the break and you've made your profit.
Yeah.
But distribution channels are the kings of this whole thing. They dictate the market essentially.
Where I sit with it is it's essentially the boxes have no room for growth on the secondary market because it's already being set by either the hobby stores or the breakers, right? So previously when boxes would come onto the market, a box of a Prism Blaster is bought from, let's just use the Walmart example, bought for Walmart for $20, 20 US. Now, you could buy those boxes for $70, 70 US. Straight off the person, maybe 60 US. They're making $40 a box. They buy Cellos for $15 each. You maybe.
Is this what, are you saying when they drop? You're not
Yeah,
talking about
when they dropped, right? I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about last year.
yeah, that's
Prism,
what I mean. Yeah.
Prism 1920 retail fat packs from someone off Walmart. I was buying them for $25 each. He was making $10 a pack. Blaster boxes, $65, $70 each. Yeah, he's making like $50, but still it wasn't that much of a run up. Now these blaster boxes are coming out $20, and they're already $150 US or $170 on the secondary market, and they've just been out. Like it's not even been 3 months that they've been out and it's appreciated, or 6 months or a year. It's like literally appreciating that 6x straight off the shelf, right? Now that's coming down to people in the market as well that are willing to pay that straight away, right? So there are people that are paying that price that that's I can see that's why it's being set. But when you come to hobby boxes and things, where the average person, it doesn't get to retail, and that is set by retailers, hobby shops, and also breakers who have a distribution channel. I can't justify how the box is jumping that quick in price. How's it going from 126 retail box that would usually being sold in previous years at around, it was ridiculous 2 years ago. It's like $250 a box that people were selling the Prism hobby for. Like say more reasonable, maybe $500, 500, but it's like literally coming now directly from the hobby stores from the breakers and straight at 1,000 plus a box. And it's not just basketball. It's UFC, it's Tops, F1, it's
Mosaic Soccer.
Mosaic Soccer, first
Look at
year of
freaking-
Mosaic Soccer, and
Look
look
at
at
the
it's
bloody-
$800 a box. Like,
the Montgomery Burns buddy F1 box. It's pre-order selling out on eBay for $1,300 USD.
straight
and all
away.
it's seen is 3 cards, bro. That's it.
I have a thought on this whole thing. Topps has a very different way of releasing than Panini does, and I find it very interesting that they've gone the different route. So the way Topps do their drops, I believe it's at roughly the same time. Saucer, you would probably know more than me. It's around 12:30 Australian at night.
I don't
but
know.
the
Last time it
box-
was at 3 a.m. It's around 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's around 2.
The
It's
early
in the,
morning.
It's in
like
the early morning.
12:30 to 3:30.
But they release their boxes at I would say, reasonable price. I mean,
Very
they released
reasonable.
the F1 at £170. They released
What did the Sapphire go? Because they dropped that Sapphire for
was
Chrome
99
today as well.
99
£99.
pounds. Yeah,
You're fucking kidding.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
sorry.
yes.
£99.
Are you
So
serious?
this is what I want to say. Like,
Oh my
Topps go out of
God.
their way to release the product at the price that it would almost be what they give to distributors. Now, the
Yeah.
interesting part is Panini, on the other hand, Panini released the price of UFC Prism because I was up at the time. They released at 1 a.m., 875 USD. So on one end of the spectrum, you've got Panini that's kind of pushing the price up because they release it at that price, and it makes people perceive that everyone can only get it for 875 only. And now we know that some people and distributions are giving it out at 126 USD. I don't know if that's 100% true. I'm just going to take what's
Take
his
your
name?
word for it. For the
I'm gonna
point of
take
this
his word.
conversation, just take the
But-
word for it.
That's right.
And where did you find that price?
It was on the F1 page. Posted it. I'll double check.
99.
Keep
Far
talking,
out.
and I'll find that for you.
If that's really
Um,
true that people are buying these at 99 and people are then
Wait.
buying them on the secondary market for
1300.
1300, we've lost the plot. Honestly, we've lost the plot.
Seriously,
Like,
Right.
how
As
are
well.
people already assuming that the cards in there have that value? Like, there's no guarantees that.
and the people buy.
It
Not
will
for
if
anything,
it's
like-
limited to A50. You know how we were just chatting off camera about it. If it's limited
Yeah.
to A52, I see the point. I see the reasoning behind it. What I was going to ask as well, I don't know if anyone would know this. Did Panini give a recommended retail price of these boxes to hobby stores?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sort of looks like Panini's sort of doing it
Sorry,
themselves.
I was wrong. It's £139.
Oh, still even 139 pounds. That's steal.
£139.
It's 10 times. It's 10x.
10x.
And
Yeah.
Secondary market.
But
I'm
not.
telling
But
you.
10x, not even 10x instantly. Not.
It's not even
It,
sold.
it, it wasn't even. It hadn't even dropped yet.
It's 10x.
When,
Like, think
when
about
I saw
that.
his
It's 10x instantly. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing out here,
you
though?
Can't say. Oh no. So everyone that's in the Montgomery Burns Club at
Yeah,
Topps got it for 99 USD,
Ah, right. Okay.
and then it was released to the leftovers from the people that weren't on their Montgomery Burns account and didn't buy up
Is
the
it
Montgomery
actually-
Burns boxes. They got it
Is
for
it actually called
£139.
No, it's not.
It's not
I
called
just-
Montgomery
I just
Burns,
made
but
that-
we're called it
made that
Montgomery
shit
Burns.
up on Wednesday because I thought it was a fucking. It's
No,
literally
no,
you
no.
know,
Shit.
the reason why I called it
It's
Montgomery Burns.
called Montgomery
It's
Club.
Montgomery something.
No, it's called Montgomery. It's called the 852 Montgomery. The Topps
Yeah.
852
I was going to say,
Montgomery.
it's always like a
Five-
lot
five-
of
Montgomery Burns. The reason why I called it that is because Montgomery Burns, if you watch The Simpsons, he's rich, he owns a nuclear power plant, and he doesn't give a fuck. So the reason why I called it that is because the people that are in the 852 Montgomery Burns Club are going to get the allocation for $99. They know the climate of the market. They're going to take it, and then they're going to sell it for $1,300 because why? They don't give a fuck. And I was right.
Yeah. Spot on there.
So
I'm intrigued about this
that
852
was-
Montgomery, though.
but
Like
the-
you were saying
and-
before.
and don't worry, Source and I have looked into it, and unfortunately, there is no spots available left to be a member. I'm serious. That's it. It's done.
So have I looking.
Until if they open up more allocation of spots, that's it.
It's
Otherwise,
like the MCC or some shit. The MCC of cards.
It is. Well, we've got to wait 20 years to get in there.
Yeah.
But seriously, like Saucer said, I completely agree with him. 100%. $99, these people are getting it. And then when it's getting opened up to the rest, $139. It hasn't even gone to the secondary market yet because it's still pre-ordered, really. Like, people are pre-ordering these people's box allocation as members.
Yeah.
And people willing to pay $1,300. You know how many cards we've seen out of this set? 3.
But the thing is, what do you say to the people buying it though? Like, there's a whole
They've got to be crazy.
capitalistic market, and like
I'll tell you what you say to them. I say, you sir are a lemon.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they're putting it up at that price and it's not getting bought, then it's going to drop down, right? That's the natural supply and demand thing. But the thing is, they're putting it up at that price, and it's getting bought at that price.
I know.
And the worst part is, I reckon the first person that did it, the first person that got their Montgomery Burns Club, the oldest member, whatever it is, they go in, they get their box, they probably list it up on eBay for $500, but it gets snapped up like that. And then the next person comes along, they put it for $800, gets bought up. And then someone's gone and said, fuck this, I'm putting this up at $1,400. What idiots are going to buy this? And it gets bought at $1,400. That's how it works.
That's the thing with this as well. How much of this?
Right,
you know,
so
how we always hear about.
it looks as though the boxes have softened a little bit because there's some
They've
some buy it nows at $800, but you know those people buying at $1,300, $1,400, you're a bunch of lemons, and let's hope this softens down more. I think this box should be a $500 to $700 box max.
But then what's that make?
What's that make Chrome?
It's not a stack box. It's 8 packs, 4 cards per pack.
Is it not the same? Is it not the same thing as Chrome, just in
No,
Sapphire?
it's more limited. No, there's different looking cards in it.
Oh
The
right,
cards
I
different
haven't
looking
looked at the
cards.
list. Yeah, I just saw those
Different
that
looking
little
cards.
Yeah.
No autos though.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Every
buy it
order,
now's
okay.
buy it now's. There's one that sold at $750, ones that sold at $800, so it has softened a little bit, but still, it's ridiculous. You know, you're talking about a $139 box that's gone straight to $800. At $1,300, there was confirmed sales, so those people, I hope you get burnt. I really do.
Well, put it this way:
there's a Mick Schumacher raw
sold for 185.
185 USD. Oh, give me a spell.
And the thing is, then on the other side, Leclerc is selling for 300 out of 99. So we've kind of diverged we've gone on the beat off the beaten track.
I think it's because we're the reason we've gone off the beaten track is because we're so freaking gobsmacked and blown away at what's happening in this hobby. Like, we're complaining there's lulls, like when it comes to buying single graded cards, and then we turn around and, as we always say, Chris always said to Sauce and I, Wax is undefeated, and it forever.
It just is again. Yeah.
It is.
I was thinking about that before, actually. When we were talking, I was like, Wax is actually undefeated again.
It is.
Yeah.
And it'll never be beaten. Ever.
Yeah, it's really made me think this going into the Euros, going into the next few months, it's made me think high-end cards, stuff that you can like, something you're really attached to. So high-end stuff you can really attach to, you feel something for when you pick it up. And then wax, those 3 are just the perfect way to invest and not lose money. There's just
100%.
Wax is that's also tying into all the breakers. There's so many breakers out there. There's so many boxes that are going to be broken at the high price points.
Yeah.
That's what keeps Wax so high, because once they run out of the product, so distributions, they give out their allocations to all these people, then they run out of that product. They, at the end of the day, the breakers still need to go out, even if they got from distribution. They have to go out and buy more boxes. So they have to buy off eBay. They have to buy off Blowout. They have to buy off wherever they can find it off on the secondary market, just themselves. And that's what keeps boxers so high because they want to break it even higher price. And
It's true. Well, we'll see what happens, and not for anything, it can't be regulated because there's no one here to regulate shit. So it once again comes down to us. And if there's people, let's be honest and blunt about it, if you're stupid enough to buy a box for like 1,400, well then you just lost $600 if you went and did a search this morning. So you just lost your marbles. And the odds, and the thing is, like you said, it's 8 packets, 4 cards. The odds of you pulling a card that's worth $800 is slim to no chance. So
let me tell you, as someone that's opened almost 2 boxes now and gotten, the best I've gotten is a base Lewis Hamilton. It's a huge gamble. You're gambling.
100% it's gambling.
It's a
gambling, but
pretty big checklist as well.
Yeah.
Because they got like the car, they got both, there's like 2 or 3 pictures. Is there 4 base cards of each one?
4 base cards.
Sure
What do you mean?
As in, like, say 4 bases in like the main base card, the car. There's like, I'm thinking of Lando, so there's like another one, like the one where he's drinking the drink. So that's 3, say, base cards, and then there's a 4th one as well. I'm pretty sure.
Crazy. So they've got a Pad Para. I can't even say that. I don't even know if that's a color, man. Pad Paradesha, 101 card is 1 out of every 11,500 packs. That's fucking crazy. All right, let's move on. Let's get into Fire or Flame. To wrap it all up, anyone got a fire or a flame for this week?
I'll go.
Okay.
I think soccer, like we spoke about, I always end up back at soccer for some reason, but soccer is going to be ridiculously hot towards the Euro, and it's going to be kind of cooling off over the next month. So there's going to be a lot of time to pick up cards and have them ready to flip during the Euro. And I think while everyone's looking at their international jerseys, there's going to be opportunities elsewhere in the club jerseys. Because basically when one player does well, not only does their international jersey card go up, but also everything else around it of that player. And one player I do think that will do very well and is going to have a very interesting next 6 to 8 weeks is Paul Pogba. I think Pogba is going to play better for France than he is for...
I'm going to agree with that statement.
Sauce messaged me about 2 weeks ago and goes, Dom, why aren't we looking at your boy that you love so dearly? I'm like, don't fucking go there. He goes, no, seriously, bro. And I'm like,
tell ya.
Good point.
It's coming from a Liverpool supporter. Like, Pogba is...
That is a great fire ant.
I was chatting about this. Sorry, Kyle. I was chatting about this the other day with some mates, actually, and we were talking about how Pogba at Man United sort of doesn't... When it depends who he's playing with. He's playing with Rashford and Bruno. You know, he turns it on. He plays well with good players. So when he goes into that France team and he's got Mbappe, he's got Griezmann, he's got, you know, the big names around him, he usually turns it on. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I think Pogba is going to have a very sneaky, tournament where he performs so well that, you know, it boosts his stock almost.
And the thing is as well, after this, I'm pretty sure this is the last year in his contract. So they're either going to have to sell him or he's going to go for free.
What are we going for? What's his card? Because I know I'm having a look here. He's got an Adrenaline XL, but no one really likes that. Then he's got a 2014 Prism World Cup Prism card. And then other than that, I think it might be the sticker. The sticker might be the play.
I went completely different route. I thought
Topps Chrome there, didn't you? 17?
I got 17 refractor. It doesn't really show on
refractor,
here,
is it? What is it, 10 or 9?
PSA 10.
Oh,
so the 2017 Topps Chrome set is obviously like iconic now because of it's Mbappe's rookie year, it's first year Topps Chrome. The refractors are extremely tough grade. And it's his first, I believe it's his first United kit in like a first United photo in a really like popular brand like Topps Chrome. Other than that, he's got the PSA Prism. The other thing that I really found interesting, let me get this up. UEFA. I'm on PSA's website right now. But PSA Prism, Topps Chrome, this refractor is, I believe, a Pop 2.
Shit.
Pop 2 PSA 10.
That's very low.
So, as people look to, Pop 5. Pop 5.
Total
7,
or
Pop 5 PSA 10, 7 total graded.
okay?
But, I mean, you can't really go wrong. If he does well, this card will go up. And if he performs even in the Europa, if they win the Europa, his stock goes up, and then that boosts him even into the Euro. So I think investing in key players like that, I think Bruno's another great play in that category as well.
Has Bruno dipped a little bit? Because I haven't seen a lot of people talking. Because usually,
Bruno
you
doesn't
see
dip.
people talk about cards dipping and stuff. I haven't seen much talk about Bruno recently, so that could be a play there as well. I haven't checked his prices recently, to be honest, but
There's a
What's
2011 Panini sticker, Paul Pogba, and
Is that the Juventus kit one?
no, he's in a Manchester United kit. He's in a Manchester United kit.
the 2011,
2011.
yeah,
2011.
I've seen it before.
I think that's the one. I mean, there was a BGS 9.5 sold on March 24 for $300, and there was has been some sticker sales for, I don't know, around. It says here $80, but I'm not exactly sure.
I feel like if you go on the quick flip though, the Prism is the way to go. Just
Yeah, Prism
personally.
makes sense.
I feel, I don't know, depends how long you want to hold it. I feel like that Prism, a lot of people. Sorry. A lot of it is still. How do I put this? A lot of the market is still controlled by what happens in the States. Soccer, not so much. The UK has some sort of impact on that, and you know how it is in America. It's Prism. I'm not going to say Prism or die, but it's majority Prism.
It's
and
favored.
I feel like that is seeping into soccer, and I feel like that first Prism, the World Cup set 2014, like you're saying, 2017 Topps Chrome's iconic. That 2014 Prism, yeah.
True.
So is the 2014 Prism for that. So I feel like for Pogba, that's the play. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I kind of went. It's going out on a limb, but I'm playing the pop. I'm playing the pop game. Like, I think that it could work. It should work. I don't think it'll lose, but it's a decent play. To put in perspective, Bruno Fernandez is also at his first Topps Chrome that year as well.
17.
And his refractor. I had it up, but his refractor
expensive card.
Can't find them, but his base is going for $450, $500 US.
Oh, wow.
Wow. As a 10.
As a 10.
I still remember seeing the 9s for 40 US, man. I'm shuddered.
That's crazy.
Someone's got an absolute steal of. Let me double check, make sure that's correct. Yeah, it is. Someone's got a bloody steal. They've paid $330 for the refractor 10. They paid $500 for the out of 99 10. They paid
of Fernandez.
They paid $350 for the purple out of 250, and then a couple weeks later, the purple's gone for $700 SGC 10.
When was this?
That's crazy.
And this wasn't even that long ago. It says start of April, but
wow,
that doesn't seem right. That seems so way too cheap.
That's what I mean. Because I haven't seen people talking much about Bruno recently. We saw the.
I'd like a Bruno.
Like we saw the run up on, say, Sancho, for example. His Topps Chrome and stuff like that. Who was Sancho? We saw Foden, obviously, because he's playing well. There's one more as well. Who was the third one? I can't think of it. Yeah, and then it was sort of because Bruno was talked about a lot at one stage, more going, when he had that run.
But Bruno will have a good run, especially.
I think he will. Yeah, I agree.
I think
They
Bruno
went-
might be a big player.
when
So
did
there you
he
go.
win
You got a
the-
double fire on that.
You know when he goes.
Wow.
You know when he had team player of the month? Was it 2 months in a row? 3 months in a row?
Yeah, that was a while back. But
That was a while back, yeah. There was a lot of talk about him then. Oh, Bruno's going to be good going to the Euros. Da, da, da. Then he had a run, and then it was sort of from there, it sort of moved away from him, I feel, to more of those other guys.
There you go.
I like it. Anyone else
Yeah.
got fire or flame?
My fire
I got
is, I'll
nothing
tell
this
you,
week.
something that I was looking at was a man by the name of Riyad Mahrez, and I just had a look. Like, I don't know if this is a play, but the fact that you can go buy Riyad Mahrez numbered auto tops, he's in his Leicester kit. I believe it's like one of his first cards. I think they're selling for like $40, maybe 50 US.
I feel
number
like his
order.
age, I feel like his age plays a factor in this. Sorry, Sauce, to sort of down your fire, but
Yeah, I understand, but he's 30 years old. But think about how many players out there that fizzle out to nothing. Like, from literally the age of 24 to now, he's been a very, very good player.
yeah. No,
So-
I agree. It's just I feel like the market, I don't know if the market for soccer seems to be focused very young.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what
I'm just saying, I think this is
I agree
an
with
interesting.
Personally, I agree with you though.
Well, this is where I'm saying, like, it's maybe somewhere where I'm thinking far, far ahead of the soccer market, because we haven't really
Yeah.
seen it mature of how another
Yeah.
market like basketball's matured in terms of how their
Yeah, true.
vintage guys have stepped up. Although you've got like the vintage stickers and things like that, but I'm not saying now, but I'm just thinking, think outside the box where you can go
Yeah.
get guys who are aged of 28, 29, 30, and you can go pick up their cards relatively cheap, like actually really cheap, compared to like going and buying a rookie sticker order of Mason Mount or something like that. And then I love Mason Mount, and I think he's a great player, but there's no guarantees that he ends up becoming a great player to justify what some of his prices are doing. You know what I mean? So it's just where I bring it back to, like, maybe going and looking at some guys who've already been there and accomplished a few things. It's not like he's done nothing. If he's won a Premier League title and he was monumental in that season with Leicester. If he wasn't there, they definitely don't win the title. Let's be honest, right? And then if he wins this Champions League, he's been monumental in this run in the Champions League. He's played very well over the last period of time, and he's still playing for City, where he's got the opportunity to win more titles and stack them up. So I just think it's an interesting play, and I'm not saying that Mahrez 100%, but I'm just saying it's cheap, and maybe there's other guys out there that you're really not thinking of, or people aren't really thinking of, that you could potentially go pick up. And at the end of the day, he's an attacking player. So and in the hobby, that's what people like. People like attacking players. So I just, outside of the box, and it was just something I was looking at during the week that I thought was a bit of a fire.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if Mahrez has the cachet though. That's the only thing. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have the fan, but no one's like looking to buy. No offense to Mahrez, of course. Don't take offense to this, please. But first of all, there's not many City fans to begin with, and they're not all looking to buy Mahrez off as like a jersey and stuff like that. But from a collecting standpoint, with all these new American watchers, spectators, they're about to see Mahrez. They just saw Mahrez destroy PSG, and now they're about to see Mahrez against Chelsea in the final. So maybe that kicks in, and maybe the attention starts rolling that way.
That's where I see Source's point playing out.
Yeah, good point.
I've got one, actually. I've just thought of it now. Mine is actually Gabriel Jesus from Man City. Still 24 years old. What are we smiling at?
Go on.
Yeah, 24 years old, striker. He's going to be next to De Bruyne. When he goes to the Copa America, he's going to be next to Neymar. That's if he goes. He probably will. I'm pretty sure he usually starts with Brazil.
He should go. He should go.
I think
Brazil have always lacked that number 9.
Yeah. He's still young, 24. Could he be? I don't know if City are planning to play him as Aguero's replacement, because I'm pretty sure. Have I used this before? Actually, by the way, I feel like I've talked about this before.
That's why I was smiling. I was like, I'm not sure if you've said this before.
I think I might. I think I
think
might
you
have said it off
briefly
camera.
mentioned it.
It wasn't a fire or flame.
Oh, was it? I'm gonna go official then and put it in the fire or flame. Yeah, Jesus is mine. 2018 Prism is what I've been looking at. What else does he have? The World Cup as well. So he's in his Brazil kit. He's got the EPL Prisms too. But yeah, that's what I've been looking at. 2018 Gabriel Jesus Prisms.
And you can get those cheap as well.
Yeah, they're cheap. They're
Cheap. And I'm a fan of him. Like he's actually a good player.
Yeah.
If he does well on the international stage, that'll boost his confidence as well. Like he gets overshadowed at City.
Yeah.
He's not like trusted to play at the starting like number 9 role, but I rate that. Actually, I was looking at one of his cards. I think it was blue World Cup Prism.
Yeah, I bought it. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you. Blue Prism out of 199.
Audio's gone.
Uh-oh.
I can hear you, Anth.
I can hear you now.
We can hear you, Anth.
I don't think he can hear us.
His headphones have gone flat again.
Probably have, bro. I'll just so we feel the dead air, I'll just get to my... And I can't hear you, bro. You're muted.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Can you hear us?
My audio absolutely left, disappeared.
All good. Keep going, man.
That's right. Keep going.
I don't know what I was saying. I was looking at a blue Gabriel Jesus from that World Cup Prism set, and I think
Wasn't that the one I sent you that I bought?
I think it was that. Is that why it's stuck in my head?
Yeah, probably.
I was looking at one as well. From the same guy that I bought one of my photos from. He had one listed. Prism.
Mine wasn't graded. Mine was just raw.
I was looking at PSA 9.
I should really get that back soon, shouldn't I? Shit.
Very nice.
I'm a fan.
I've got absolutely nothing for you this week.
Nothing.
No.
I think I've recycled mine, to be honest. So it's all good, Donna. At least.
Yeah, I had it's not really a fire or a flame. It's just like a random one. It probably is a fire to a lot of people, and it's just like I took inspiration from your post, Anth, and from Sleven as well, and that's tsa.aus on Insta. But
Steven.
When you posted that Lord of the Rings set on your page, that the wax, the box, the sealed wax there, it's just like it brought up a nostalgic feeling for myself, because if you're a movie buff, like I love watching films. I don't know, there's a lot of people out there that like doing that. And my thing is like a fire in terms of like, this is not an investment strategy to make money now or the future. It's just to invest in something because you love it. So last night, one of my all-time favorite films ever is Back to the Future. And I sat down, I watched it the other night, and I was like, oh, like every other movie, franchise, TV show, there has to be cards or stickers. So I looked them up. They're pretty average-looking cards. Would I collect them? Probably not. But it still makes me think to myself, well, what's other movie series that I like, that the cards, I don't know, aesthetically look pleasing? These ones don't look great. So it's like, if they look really nice, I would have bought them. Not for anything. The wax pack that it came in looks dope. Looks so sick, man. They're awesome. And if you want to, I think you can buy them for like $5 off eBay and just keep them in the wax pack. It just looks so cool. It's just like something to just put up as a display piece.
Get it graded. Get it graded in the.
I've got like it.
Do you mean the packs or do you mean like the box?
No, in the box. The box looks sick as well. It's got the DeLorean on it. But even like the single wax packs.
Yeah, get one of those graded. You know, you can get those graded these
days.
days.
I know. Yeah. It's sick. Because I got like a Back to the Future display thing up in my cabinet over here. So it's like, you think about that stuff. It's like movies that you love, characters like I've mentioned before. Like I think I said once, like if you love Scooby-Doo, see if there's Scooby-Doo cards. Just buy what you love. I think that's where it's getting to a point now where it's like a lot of people getting frustrated and it's just like, I can't get my hands on stuff and I can't get this and I can't get that. Well, try and get your hands on something that has meaning to you. Yeah, it might not go down to make
You can't lose doing that
exactly.
No.
because you've put up money. Like that's what I say about the Skywalker stuff. Like
yeah.
if I sold that, if that was worth $100 or if that was worth 5,000 or 20,000, whatever it is, that's one of the most special pieces of my whole collection because I look at it and the way I talk about it is so much more passionate than me talking about just a regular base card.
Yeah.
And
Second that.
there's always going to be cards more expensive, but the value it has to you is the priceless point.
100%.
All my old footy cards and stuff like that, they're worth absolutely $0 and 0 cents. But to me, they'll always mean something.
Yeah, look at the Ronaldo. And
I wish I had it. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
They're dented. They're one of the first cards I ever collected, sports cards. And
like my most prized card is those footy cards. I've probably talked about this before as well. Those footy cards you used to get in the. I don't know if you used to have them, man. In the Herald Sun. Do you have Herald Sun in Sydney?
We
Sydney Morning Herald.
Sydney Morning
Herald. It's the same shit. Yeah, they used to give out those footy cards, and they used to get like the whole set.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I remember which ones. I still got some. I got some Essendon players signed.
In 2000, I used to get them signed too. I used to go to training and get them signed. Yeah, that's what you call an on-card auto. That is a proper on-card auto there. My probably most prized card is an insert that I have, a Brett Deledio Rising Star. So it would have been his second. He won his the Rising Star would have been in his first year. The second year card is like an insert, like Brett Deledio Rising Star. This was the round and shit like that. That's probably my most prized card. It's worth absolutely nothing, but to me, it's always that's probably one of the most prized things I own.
Sentimental.
Yeah.
A lot more. I rate that. That's a great fire. That is.
Yeah. I was saying fire is just adding on to what you guys were saying.
Yeah, but the whole concept of buying or having something that has intrinsic value, like something that you look at and you're like, shit, that's cool.
Like Brett Deledio never won a Brownlow, never won a unfortunately for him, didn't win a premiership, but yeah, it was one of my favourite Richmond players of all time. And it was a shame to see him go to GWS. It would have been so sick to see him win a grand final.
100%. And that's it. Just buy what you love now. It gets to that point where the opportunities are getting very scarce in the market. Like, unless it's like you're listening to pods like this where you're getting a few tips on something that, is of value to people and you might be able to get it and
helping you think outside the box, we hope.
Yeah. That's the point of it. But when all else fails, go search up your favorite movie or something that had meaning to you in your life when you were growing up, or if you are a kid, something that you love now. It could be Marvel cards, not freaking. Don't go break the bank on those. You might be getting modern day Marvel cards.
But you can shape the whole market. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're brand new to this and you just go out and you're like, I don't really like NBA. I don't watch soccer. And I watch NFL.
Look at F1.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
look at F1.
There are so many little niche markets, and you can just build your own market. Look at Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z has gone ballistic.
Has it really?
Yeah, I had to convince Sleeve and Steven not to drop like thousands on a card that he was with. I'm like, since when? But he's always been a Dragon Ball Z fan. And
man, he's a legend, bro. Like, I love his thinking, but you got to be careful. It's psychotic at the moment, bro.
Yeah, it's had a massive run up, so I'd just be wary because I think this we've seen it in Pokemon, we've seen it in everything where it just goes bananas, and just need to wait it out a little bit.
My advice at the moment is don't touch Dragon Ball Super Heroes Z cards. My advice. I can't afford to do it. I know we always say if you can't afford to do it, we shouldn't give the tip. But I'm going to give the tip anyway because Yu-Gi-Oh cards are getting looked over and it is ridiculous. I don't know why. The fact that Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Heroes are getting a run-up before Yu-Gi-Oh is, and Yu-Gi-Oh is an anime based on a physical card game, like,
I thought Yu-Gi-Oh was like a bigger IP than. I thought Dragon Ball Z was a bigger IP than Yu-Gi-Oh. No.
It is, but
It
what
is.
what I'm saying is, it's like, oh,
Dragon Ball Z was built for figurines and for the games and
Correct.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
correct.
Yu-Gi-Oh is literally
A card game,
Played for
Like-
the game, yeah.
the show is about cards.
and we've said
Yeah.
it before.
It's
Like,
the ultimate card thing. Like they were
Exactly.
playing with cards in the show.
Yeah.
it's like
They're
just
dual
don't-
disc.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I know I'm not saying go buying a first edition Blue Eyes for $20K, even that Source and I have said that that's extremely cheap.
It's cheap.
That's like really cheap.
How much did you say? Sorry, I'll zone out
It's
there.
$20K, but that's extremely
20K?
cheap. If you can afford
What's a
it,
pop?
that's a good question.
Get ready
Give that to Source will look up the
three.
pop. Well, I'll give you what like our
Yeah,
prediction
go on.
is.
Yeah.
That's like the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm not saying it's getting the Charizard. It'll never get to that, but it's 20 grand. It'll at least get to $100,000 at one stage.
I thought the
least.
Exodia was like the biggest thing in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Nah, Blue Eyes is like
Yeah.
king. It goes Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, Black Dragon, everything else.
So what was Exodia? You remember you used to have all the pieces?
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
5 pieces and stuff, but
Yeah.
because it's like,
It's one of the only things I remember from Yu-Gi-Oh was like the 5 pieces I had.
Yeah,
to
you
chew
win
them or some
automatically.
shit. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, is that why? Okay, that makes
yeah,
sense.
but
That's probably why I remember it.
Blue Eyes was like the king of that show because it was like Kaiba, and Kaiba was like the cool, arrogant guy that
Right.
no one liked you. Let's be honest. He's like a little dweeb that got picked
I
on.
liked him.
If you didn't have the Millennium
I'm
Puzzle,
a
then
fan.
you-
I liked
But,
it.
the Millennium Puzzle made him into like the sickest character. Like,
All right, so
Hey,
Blue Eyes
hey, you
White
boys-
Dragon First Edition has 440 total graded on the PSA pop, and a PSA 10 pop of 72 and PSA 9 pop of 130.
Wow.
Have you boys ever had anyone strictly Yu-Gi-Oh related on the double coverage point?
No, not yet. We've had a few
Not-
people that have doubled in it, but no one that's mainly Yu-Gi-Oh or mainly Yu-Gi-Oh
That'd be
focused.
interesting.
I
That'd
wonder-
be very interesting.
spoken to a few people, like Studio Collector. He knows a little bit about it.
I'd like to that was what I was going to ask. I want to get in touch with a few people that can
That's
point me in
niche.
the right direction. That don't.
That's niche as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go search and get one on a pod and do that. We've done
rate
Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, like Dragon
Yeah,
Ball
do it.
Super was eye opening. If you listen to that pod, you're like,
So-
there's so much potential here.
Like and if you want to know what that account is and who that person was, it is Sammy D. So it's all the rookies. If you are looking for that info, he's got plenty of it. He's got a YouTube channel. You can go watch videos, and he gives you like best SCR, like secret rare cards and super rare cards of sets. And he's awesome. Like, honestly, he's awesome. And as I said, like, I actually asked him for advice. I reckon it was like 4 months ago. And he said, "Oh, this is what you look for, Don, blah, blah, blah." And he really helped me out. And it was the first time I ever reached out to him. We got talking first, and then obviously it led to Dragon Ball Super cards. And he said, "Oh, go buy these." And I could have bought them for literally one quarter of the price of what these cards are worth now. I could have graded them for what they are, like with the grading and all that stuff. It still would have been like half of what it is as a raw
Right
card.
now. Yeah.
As a raw card.
Mm.
And the graded cards are just crazy. They're going for like thousands of dollars now. Thousands. Like 2.5, 5. I've seen some up to 7.
Yeah, I saw some wild ones.
It's insane. But that's... I know we went off on the beaten track again there, but the play is... Like, my fire is just... I don't know.
Buy stuff
Like
that you
what
love.
you-
Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
That's right.
Buy with your heart. Not with your wallet sometimes. Like,
I like it.
you can quote that as well. I'm going to put that next to Luke's quote of Breakers want to move to Monaco next year. I like
They're
that.
all going to be retiring in Monaco next year.
I like that. So, very nice. All right, boys. Another fantastic episode. I hope you all enjoy it.
Bit of a long one. I liked
Watch
it.
Yeah, a bit of a long one. But on behalf of the 4 of us, it's been crunch time, coming up big when it counts. Thanks for tuning in, and peace out, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to